Alright, so I'm going immediately into webcomic spoilers for this one, so if you only follow the One Punch Man manga and you don't want to know what's going to happen in the future of the story, I suggest you check out now. People have constantly asked me about this matchup, or just Golden S versus somebody else in general. This guy is so popular in the hardcore One Punch Man community, it makes sense, but also this character kind of annoys me because of the ambiguity to him, and I'm never really sure, why that is. Is it because one wanted it to be that way, or was he maybe getting a little sloppy because he knew Murata was going to clean it up? I don't know, but it doesn't matter at this point. It is going to come to, Murata changing it in the manga anyway. But speaking of the manga, considering that, he has not reached that point yet, I think it's fair that we kind of exclude that continuity from this matchup. We'll just keep it all webcomic here, meaning that we'll just draw from Flashy and Darkshine's webcomic feats, because honestly, it doesn't really even change that much. I guess Flashy Flash suffers slightly, and Darkshine maybe a little too, but more or less the feats for them both sync up. Like, we don't need to see it on display the way that we see in the manga to get the point across that these two are at the top of the S-class pretty much here. Like Zombie Man says it himself, when we see these two go against Awakened Garo, he says, Flash with his speed, Darkshine with his power. There is no better combination. But of course, it didn't really matter against Awakened Garo because he was, a super powerful above dragon. And that brings us to the question about Golden S. One of the biggest questions about him is he above dragon? Like, how strong is this guy? He's portrayed to be pretty much at the top of the power scale when it comes out, right? He has like a Dragon Ball Z-esque entrance. This guy is pretty much a Dragon Ball Z character through and through. He even has like a power up the way that one does. He kind of looks, like Perfect Cell, Frieza, kind of like that. And he basically has like a Dragon Ball Z fighter's moveset. He just has like physicality to the nth degree and like a vanilla physical combat-based style. So I suppose that figuring out exactly how strong Golden S is going to be the crux of this video. Like, aside from just comparing their feats and all of that stuff and like what would happen in an actual matchup, like what we typically do, this is just going to come down to us figuring out his strength, because we've got, like we established, the dream team here. So is this guy, Golden S, even worthy enough to need both Flashy Flash and Darkshine to take him down? Well, let's figure it out. So his first feat is doing the Raging Demon, or the Ultra Instinct, to Tatsumaki, one of the coolest sequences in the series. Here, let me pass through for a sec. This is impressive, but also at the same time, it's revealed that Tatsumaki pretty much threw up a barrier at the last second to save herself from taking, the full force of his Raging Demon. He even says it himself. That's the reason that we know that even happened. So he's fast, but I don't know. He's so fast that Tatsumaki was able to throw up that barrier. So it makes you think, would Tatsumaki be able to encounter the speed of Flashy Flash like that, Because that would be really impressive, even by webcomic Flashy Flash, because we saw he went centisecond land with Awakened Garo, so, maybe she could, I don't know. Maybe not manga Flashy Flash, possibly. That's a whole nother story, but just trying to gauge his speed roughly here. This is obviously showing us that he is fast. He's not slow, okay? He's top of the power scale type of speed. Only a handful of characters maybe eclipse him in this area. At least that's what I think one is trying to tell us here. Now, we're coming to him surviving Tatsumaki's neck snap. Another super impressive feat. It's later said by Tatsumaki herself, when she's going against Saitama, there was only 3 people who ever were able to resist her psychic power, her binding. It was Golden S, Awakened Garo, and Saitama. Now, also, she was weakened at this point, and it adds another layer of ambiguity to Golden S's strength. And I know that one said at a top power, she could beat him, and that makes sense to me, and that's fine, because I'm going to add that to the argument that I'm about to make against this dude, and that he's not above dragon. I make up the whole fringe above dragon, and I know you guys get a kick out of that. He's not even that. I'm thinking Golden S is just the second strongest high dragon, or just the second strongest disaster level dragon that there is, without a character going into above dragon level territory, if that makes sense. Garo, peak red Garo, still number 1 to me. And if that's not good enough, then I guess he could be 1A, and then Golden S could be 1B. So Golden S is definitely fighting peak red Garo, at least according to the webcomics continuity, because, this is after the whole he catches Darkshine's fist. His limiter seems to be breaking. So he's facing that Garo, which will probably be the same one in the manga. Maybe he'll change him again. I don't know. But regardless, that's like as strong as Golden S is going to get, because I mean, he's pushing him. Obviously, he pushes him to become Awakened Garo, and that's impressive, but like, what does that mean exactly? I mean, I guess it means that he's stronger than Darkshine. I think we could say that for sure, that, you know, considering that Red Garo whooped Darkshine, and once he went to peak Red Garo, then it was completely, you know, one-sided domination. So considering that Darkshine didn't push Garo to become Awakened, I guess that's fair to say that Golden S is stronger than Darkshine. Now, is he stronger than Flashy Flash? And it's like, dude, I don't know. Because, like, could Flashy Flash have pushed peak Red Garo to become Awakened if he didn't just cut his head off? Shout out to my video I just did on Flashy Flash versus Red Garo. It's like, I don't know, because it also goes back to the dialogue that Awakened Garo says to Flashy Flash. He's like, you know, if my previous self were to face you, it would have ended ugly. So what is I raised the same question I talked about in that video. What does that mean? What is the previous self? Does that mean peak Red Garo? Is it the Red Garo that fought Golden S? Is that the one that would have ended ugly? Because then that means that Golden S is probably not as strong as Flashy Flash, right? But then again, I don't know. There's too much ambiguity to all of this. But still, even if we have to like ask questions like that, it's not making it look good for Golden S, or at least the way that I'm looking at it right now. But we still have the Amai Mass dialogue to go over, because before Golden S like squares off against Peak Red Garo, he like does like a Dragon Ball Z power up, like quite literally. I don't know how this is going to look in the manga yet, but if it does stay this way, it's going to look something similar to Boros, because he's the only character I can really think about that did something like this before in this series. And then he does the whole Speed Blitz thing, and S-Class heroes are astonished by this. And then Amai Mass says, Golden S, a monster we cannot defeat. Even if we all went full out, it's still going to be no easy task. So that's like a weird statement, right? Because he says that it's a monster we can't defeat. But then afterwards he said, even if we went full out, it would still be no easy task, which the way that I see it implies there's still a chance of victory, right? Like if they're all going to high diff, then they maybe could scrape up a win there, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm reading it wrong, but anyway, that means that like maybe 5 mid dragons could take him, because we got Big God, Atomic Samurai, Child Emperor, Zombie Man, and Amai Mask. I mean, they're not all exactly that, but you know, somewhere around there. You know, we got 5 dragons taking down a really, really strong high dragon. So, I don't know, we saw the difference between, like, Bakuzan and Goketsu. So think about, like, 5 Bakuzans. Could 5 Bakuzans beat Goketsu? I don't know. But if this does mean that the 5 S-Class heroes have a chance, then what does that mean for Flashy Flash and Darkshine? Well, I mean, let's just take a look at the only time they teamed up, and it was against Awakened Garo, certified above Dragon, you know, 3rd strongest character in the series, most likely at this point. And it didn't really work out too well, because you got 2 high dragons going against an above dragon, and that math don't work out to me, even according to Murata's own power scale. You know, when he was relating to Orochi to the Boros' generals. But anyway, they actually kind of have a similar sequence to them fighting Awakened Garo than that Golden S has with Peak Red Garo, right? It kind of looks the same. They're both doing the, I keep saying it, but it's Dragon Ball Z fighting, right? Like, this is what Dragon Ball Z is famous for, having like these crazy fast blitz fighting sequences that sometimes you can't even understand what's happening, because you're not supposed to, because they're just moving that fast and it's that crazy. So does this mean that like they could pretty much take Golden S? I mean, if they could compete with Awakened Garo here, and we've already established that they're pretty much all around the same level. I mean, Golden S is definitely stronger than Darkshine to some degree, but hard to say with Flashy Flash. But if we take 2 of them working together, you know, the unstoppable force, the unmovable object, I don't know why Golden S would win here. He doesn't show me anything that he's so powerful where he's going to definitively destroy these 2 powerful characters. I just don't see it working out for him based off of everything we looked at here. I mean, why not? I mean, also, Garo was trying a lot harder against Golden S. He straight up killed him, and we know that he's not going to kill Flashy Flash and Darkshine, but I mean, come on. He died to Awakened Garo, and at least Flashy Flash was able to like make him parry his shots. That's got to mean something, right? So Flashy Flash and Darkshine win this one. That's pretty much it for the video today, guys. Let me know what you think about this. I mean, if you disagree, that's fine. If you think Golden S is way stronger than I'm giving him credit for, understandable. Let me know if you liked the video, if it entertained you. Please give it a like. I also have a Patreon that gives you access to a weekly Q&A, and if you haven't already, please subscribe as well. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.